So welcome back to the Warfall tutorial. So basically now we're going to look at travel. So once the warbands have been created, so then you'll need to take the map and basically the two minis you add for that. So to start the scenario, you choose one of the extremities to enter. The battalion cannot be split, so during travel you cannot have different units at different spaces. So when you travel at one. So basically, you can choose wherever you want to enter. So if, let's say, we would enter from this corner, well, we would start on this. To keep track of food, I advise just take a D10 to keep track of food. To keep track of gold, players start with 10 gold. You could keep track with do two D10s. And at the end of the session, because these numbers will change every time, then once you do your save session, then you just take a note the amount of food you have, gold, wanted tokens, your assets, of course, and your current location. So basically, that's just during travel. So the first step during travel here is you need to spend food. So that's the first aspect. So you start with 15 food. So then you spend food, and then if you don't have food to spend, well, basically you remove the highest card of your deck. So the cards will not be accessible. So for example, if the deck is in this condition, so it would be the jokers will be removed. So for the next fight, you won't have access to your joker, and then you gain three food. If you don't have any food, you remove a card and you gain three food. And basically, so your next fight, you have a chance. You'll come without uh, your highest card to do it. Then you can decide if you rest or if you advance. Also, the mini chosen to travel the world will be the captain of the warband for that mini. And the captain has final say. So, in case of discrepancy, or if you play, of course, two players, one player wants to go somewhere, the other. So, the captain of the warband, the controller of the captain, will have final say to break ties. Yeah, so basically, you can advance up to three adjacent spaces on the world map. And if you land on a space with an icon, basically you stop there and you roll an event corresponding to that icon. So these are mountains, plains, that's a camel item. All these are cities, and basically you have the locations. So when you land on the location, usually you don't roll a dice. So the Nuradin kind, I mean, you don't determine an event. But if you land on this is forest, so all the small icons without names, these are not locations. These are event locations. So basically, you could avoid the events if you can. For example, here I cannot. But if I were to travel here, I can take the long route. Of course, the spaces are smaller for the wilderness, longer for the roads. So traveling on the roads goes a bit faster. So now I advance three spaces, and if I land on a space with an icon without the name, basically, then I roll. So I will go to the camel site, for example, here. So we go to campaign mode events, and basically here we have the camel. We roll a d100. So basically, and so that's a 10. And basically, we look here, we encounter a merchant. Encounter a merchant, you may attack him. If you do, gain a wanted token, then roll once on the random medieval item table. You find that item. Actually, I modified the rule. This is my old book. You roll 3 times and keep the lowest CP value, and you have here the random table at the end. You have the random table. You roll a d1000, and that's what you can find. So if you're lucky, can have a good start. And so that's it. And then once you have landed on the space, then you can interact once with it. So once the event is determined, then you go to the campaign interaction, and there you have all the events. So for example here, that's a camel, so I will go to the camel thing. So once after I resolve the events, I could attack a merchant. I could shop at a merchant. I roll at the medieval item table. It's random. I could steal from a merchant. I can gain a d6 gold, but if I get caught, I gain extra wanted tokens, and the more wanted tokens I have, the tougher it is to succeed. And then once I've done my interactions, the day ends. A quick note, in cities you can do 2 different interactions, and in icons you can do only once. So, and also there's the rule here, you cannot backtrack, so you cannot interact multiple times with the same icon. So I can interact only once there, but after I do a battle, so a full-fledged fight, let's say I take a contract and basically do a full battle. After that, all the locations will become available again to be interacted with. So, so basically, this is just in between fights. So for example, if I were to say, okay, well, I'll travel, I'll do this and this, I cannot generate a new interaction because I've already been there. So I could go to the plains, I could go to the mountain. And once the day is ended, well, then it's a new day. So I diminish my food by 1. And then I travel up to 3 spaces. And if I encounter a location, a place with a name, well, then I can go there and see what there is. So at the cartel warehouse, for example, then you go to the cartel warehouse to see what there is there. There won't be an event because it's not it's not an icon. It's a place. It's a location, so that it has a name to it. And there's three different contracts I can take there, and I could interact once. So take a contract there, or if I travel to the city. In the cities, there's 2 different interactions I can do. So for cities, how it works is I will go, for example, here in Tarsus, there would be, so I go to Tarsus here, so I could gamble, recruit, buy a boat, rent a boat, I could train, rest at the inn, make an offering, start a new story, go to the medic, I could buy food, sneak aboard a boat, I could shop, I could rent a coach, and I could start a contract. And if I gamble, well, all the interactions are explained here for the gamble. So all the campaign interactions, bet on arena fight, gamble, shop. So as part of the shop, basically you take the Warfall custom warbands, and basically you have access to all the medieval weapons here, and the price is stated here. So for example, in Tarsus, the item, if I shop, it's the CP value 7 or less, and the cost is the CP value times 10 gold, and swords cost 10% less. So if I would want to buy a coiled sword there, I'm allowed, because this is 6 CP. Would cost me 60 CP, but since it's a sword, I have a 10% rebate, so it would cost me 54 gold, basically, to buy that item. And you gain gold after each fight, after each battle. If you succeed, you gain gold for that. So there's multiple interactions. You can also recruit new units. So with the gold, that's how you build your your warband, and to gain gold, you need to take on some contracts. And so, for example, in Tarsus, let's say I would say, well, I'll gamble. So we'll look at the in later videos the interactions for that. But let's say I would want to do in Tarsus, I'll take one of my interactions will be to take a contract. So I have, for example, burn the warehouse. So then I go to, I take the storybook here, and basically I go to burn the warehouse. So that's number one, and basically you can read there, and you have your objective, where you need to travel, your rewards if you succeed the contract, and it's a fail forward contract. So if I fail one of the fights, basically I fail the contract. After each battle, I will look at the after battles, all the rewards and everything in a later video. But that's basically how you proceed. The main goal of the campaign is to start the story, and the main story is unlocked at Jerusalem, and basically you see start the campaign, the Jerusalem campaign, and basically depending on your background, well, you'll start the story. So, for example, here, if I start with Spark a War, well, then you can go here. Spark a War is page 93, and so I go to page 93. So there's in the contracts there are generic dungeons, all kinds of stuff. I try to do all the different contracts, and then you start reading, and it's a choose your own path adventure style story. So if you fail a mission or your decisions, it will unlock different paragraphs, and the paragraphs. So the goal is to succeed them, is to finish the main campaign, and based on your decisions, you could end up as a pirate, a king, a lord, anything. So based on your decisions and your success, or you could end up in a ditch somewhere at the end. So this is all the Warfall. It's 126 pages, all fail forward. So you have to manage your food, your gold, your deck, and everything. So that's the main travel. I forgot one thing. You can either travel or you could rest. If you rest in a travel sequence, basically if you didn't suffer from starvation, so if you didn't have basically you recover the top 5 cards of your discard pile. So we'll see during travel there's tests and everything. So you recover the top 5 cards of your discard pile, you place them on top in the order it was. So there's always the option, if you have very good cards in your discard pile, you want to recover them, well, you have that option with the rest, but costs you food, of course. So that's a quick overview of the travel. Let me know if it's fun, how I can improve it, and everything. Thank you.